About 10 days ago, Matt's Off-Road Recovery invited us to the off-road games, and they were nice enough to give us a booth. We've been cramming to try to get things ready because we want to bring all our fun stuff for you to check out.
Matt Wetzel is the mastermind behind the wheel at Matt's Off-Road Recovery, a show termed to be the go-to destination for all things off-road excitement. Based in the heart of Hurricane, Utah, Matt and his crew rescue stuck vehicles, build their own badass rescue rigs, and document every moment of their off-road escapades. While Matt may have been the face of the show, there's someone we all love to see, Trevor. For some reason, Trevor left during the show, and everyone wanted to know why. Well, he's the star of the video, and we'll definitely find out why he left. Join us as we roll back the curtains on what really happened to Trevor from Matt's Off-Road Recovery.
This thing,
Nothing on this works smooth.
this rock is stuck under here.
Okay, Lizzie, pull forward real slow.
Give me flashbacks of that.
As a friend and cameraman at Matt's Off-Road Recovery, Trevor was a big bag of vibes. Living just an hour away from Matt's shop, he kind of always brought his own brand of adventure to the table. You might remember him from the channel for his daring filming style. He's the guy who never hesitated to run alongside the vehicles being rescued, capturing every moment up close and personal. But that's not all. Trevor's escapades also included some epic falls as he sprinted off-road like a true daredevil. And when there were no seats left in sight, you could bet $1 you'd find Trevor perched on the spare tires of Jeeps being rescued. Back when Matt first launched his channel, Trevor was introduced as the go-to tow operator, ready to lend a hand whenever a vehicle needed rescuing. But life had other plans for Trevor, leading him to pursue his passion for electrical engineering at school. However, you can't keep a good friend away for too long. When Trevor returned, he didn't just jump back behind the camera. Instead, he became the guy who handles the wiring and electrical fabrication. So, he was filming and also doing his part as a fabricator. One would wonder why a guy like that would be cut off from the show. Anytime you watch Matt's Off-Road Recovery, there's a vehicle you can't help but notice: the Corvair. It was Matt's dream car from when he was 12. First, he had fallen in love with it and admired it a lot. Then, he began to crave owning one. Matt's passion for the Corvair runs deep, so much so that he meticulously tracked its every move until fate intervened, and he finally had the chance to make it his own. Despite its weathered appearance, Matt's dream car came with a price tag of just a couple of $100, a steal for such a prized possession. However, Matt's current focus on off-road vehicles prompted a radical transformation of the beloved Corvair. Working with Trevor and the rest of the crew, what was once a 1961 Chevrolet Corvair Lakewood 700 series now bears little resemblance to its former self, with modifications galore, including massive Milestar Patagonia tires and a reinforced chassis to tackle the rugged terrain it's destined to conquer. Under the hood roars a mighty GM 5.3-liter LS V8 salvaged from a 2003 Silverado truck, providing ample power for its off-road adventures. Paired with a turbo 400 transmission from a Chevy truck and axle sourced from a 1990 diesel Dodge truck, the Corvair is a formidable force to be reckoned with. But this isn't just about looks. Every modification serves a purpose, with widened panels and making room for the hefty tires and generous suspension travel, ensuring maximum maneuverability. With locking differentials and a name like the Corvair, this off-road beast is primed for epic rescue missions that will leave spectators in awe. While working on the Corvair, Matt admitted he had a hard time with Trevor, who wanted a result as quickly as possible. 2022 came with a lot of excitement for fans of more, but something felt wrong. There wasn't a buzzing man behind the camera anymore. It felt like a part of the show had disappeared. It got people asking a lot of questions until finally the truth came out. Trevor was not the guy behind the camera. What happened? Did he move to another department? Was he sick? Did they fight? Questions were asked everywhere, but no one really knew. As it would later turn out, Trevor had left the show. In October 2022, Trevor decided on a new career path, scaling communication towers closer to his home turf. Maybe he wanted to be closer to his family, or he just wanted a change of scenery. We would never know. We just knew he was no longer part of the crew. Out of curiosity, viewers wanted to know what really happened between Trevor and Matt, but since nothing was forthcoming, it died down. Despite his absence, he made a memorable return to Matt's channel to celebrate Ed's birthday and lent a helping hand to Matt's son, Rudy, on his own channel, Rudy's Adventure and Design. Matt reassured viewers that Trevor's departure was amicable and hinted at his possible return in the future. In June 2023, Trevor joined forces with Tucker and the affluent George, formerly with Moore, to launch their very own YouTube venture named Misadventure Lab. Okay, you've got questions now. You're wondering why we don't talk much about Trevor's family or his background, right? He's a very private man. Actually, he seldom shares things about his family online, and that's okay. Guess what's private can remain private. Nevertheless, what was Matt's off-road recovery really about? How did they go about their job? Matt, his wife Jamie, their 4 sons, and the one and only Ed always go on daring adventures to rescue old and battered cars. They're also joined by a crew of capable and lovable characters, with Trevor as well. Not to mention 3 adorable rescue pups, Lady, Peanut, and Max. From the stunning vistas of Zion National Park to the rugged terrain of Sand Hollow State Park and beyond, Matt and his crew tackled the toughest recoveries in the most remote corners of southern Utah. Now and then, they'll even venture north for some mountainous adventures in the northern reaches of the state. But no matter where they go, one thing's for sure, you're in for an edge-of-your-seat experience that'll leave you breathless. It all kicks off with the heart pounding, "So I got a call," as stranded motorists dial in with their urgent pleas for help. Matt and the crew would race into action, accompanied by pumping music and their trusty 4-legged friends bounding alongside. But the real excitement happens when they arrive on the scene for the diagnosis and rescue. From epic dramas to ludicrous escapades, they tackle it all with kindness, respect, and a hefty dose of creativity. Before rising to YouTube fame, Matt spent a solid 12 years in the roofing business, a decade as a dedicated employee, and the final 2 years as a proud business owner alongside Adam Stout, birthing the successful Skyline Roofing in Hurricane, Utah. Later on, he sold his stake in Skyline and moved to towing, acquiring the assets of a local towing company and establishing a company called Red Ryder Towing. While towing as a profession was new territory for Matt, his years of experience in roofing, farming, and hauling heavy loads laid a solid foundation. With a knack for problem solving and a deep understanding of equipment capabilities, he was able to make do for a while. But Matt's ambition didn't end with Red Ryder. In 2013, he seized the opportunity to expand his towing empire, acquiring Winder Towing and cementing his place in the industry. However, it wasn't all smooth sailing from the start. The demand for off-road tow jobs began pouring in, but Matt quickly realized he lacked the necessary equipment. He took on the challenge anyway, learning from his mistakes and pushing forward despite the odds. Whether it was scorching summer heat or stranded college kids at Sand Hollow, he had a towing truck for all events. Matt soon got a modified Jeep Cherokee and a cutting-edge kinetic energy rope to help with things. He transformed the towing landscape, turning hours-long rescues into mere minutes. But there was a problem. As a self-professed technophobe, Matt faced an uphill battle in mastering the art of YouTube. He was only making podcasts for his friends who had told him to try YouTube. He needed a crew, as it would seem, and he needed to be able to find his way around YouTube. You'd think this was when he met Trevor, but no. He met Trevor after he had learned how to navigate YouTube by himself. In fact, Matt and Trevor met through a mutual friend, but when Trevor heard what Matt was doing with towing, he knew he wanted to be part of that crew, and that was how their friendship and a host of crazy adventures began. Although their friendship seems to be budding off the screens, it's quite sad to see that Trevor is no longer a part of More.